Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Camp Constitution's monthly luncheon in beautiful Lexington, Massachusetts, November of 2020. What a great year we've had so far, huh? That's what you're supposed to boo and hiss. Anyway, we hold these luncheons every month here. If you want to learn more about our events, just go to our website, campconstitution.net, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel as you're seeing this on YouTube. This past, I guess it was early September, Rev, I think, we were in Boston, downtown Boston. Rev and his wife Edith had a couple of guests, the pastor and his wife from New Orleans, and they've never been to Boston, so we're showing them around. And we're right at the public gardens in Boston by the George Washington statue, and this young lady's jogging by, and she had one of those MAGA hats on, and Edith started, you know, you meet Edith, and after 5 minutes you're best friends. So we talked and conversed, and we met this nice young lady from, she's originally from Southern California, well, she lives, but she's here in this cold, frigid climate of Boston, going to Suffolk Law School. And we got to know each other, and we were excited about having her speak here. So her topic is free speech, First Amendment, and whatever else you want to speak about. So let's give her a nice warm hand.
Appreciate it, and thank you guys so much for having me here. Really appreciate having you listen to me ramble. So let's get started. So I wanted to start the day off with just a quote, and the only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. That's Edmund Burke. And it's such an important quote to understand because you could be a good person, you could be doing the right thing your entire life, but evil will prevail unless you actively fight against it. So how do we come to where we are today? We have, you know, George W. Bush to thank, we have all of the rhinos to thank, and then we have all of these good Republican people sat by and watched as the Obama administration and as others have torn apart everything that we love. We have been given fake news, we have been given fake information, we have had our education destroyed, we have had our children brainwashed, we have had families torn apart simply because we have allowed rhetoric to go on for far too long. I have a picture. It's a little, unfortunately I wasn't able to get it up, but we do have one good person, right? We have Donald J. Trump. But, you know, he is just one man. And so the most important thing about this picture is all the people behind him. All of the people that he has changed. And that's all of us in this room. That's all of us that have gone to, as Elon Omar would point, his Klan rallies, right? So we need to be those good people that stand in the way of evil. We can no longer just sit aside. So here's what we need to do. We need to make sure that all future elections are secure. We have butchered the 2020 election. We have been the definition of standing by and allowing this to happen. We are going to make sure that all of our voting systems in the future are test verified. We will have black hat, we will have third-party companies, we will make sure that these machines cannot be hacked. In the meantime though, we have Gretchen Whitmer, we have Cuomo, we have people who are acting like dictators in our own country, taking our rights away right now, and they are not up for re-election anytime soon. So I say we take one from Nancy Pelosi's playbook, and I say we start with impeachments. We need to write down a list of all the people who need to be impeached, and we need to get to work on impeaching the governors, the mayors, and anyone who wants to trample our constitutional rights. That means forcing us to wear a mask. That means forcing us to social distance. That means us to lock down. Anything that transcends on our constitutional rights, we need to start fighting against. Number two, we need to start supporting our independent journalists and cut all media. That means no CNN,
Amen.
no MSNBC, no NPR, no Fox News, unless you watch Tucker Carlson.
And you can watch them on YouTube.
You can. Ingram, Hannity, the 5, -1, maybe. But no more Fox News, sorry. So we're going to switch to OAN, you know, Newsmax, whatever you have to do, no more Fox. Also, this is going to be hard, but no more ESPN. No NFL, no more NBA. If they want to tell us that we're racist, then we're not going to listen to them anymore because we're not racist. We have supported NFL, ESPN. If they forgot, most of their fans were American lovers. And I would guarantee a huge portion of them were conservatives. And if they want to ostracize us, we need to stop supporting them with our dollars. Our dollar bill is how we vote. It is how we vote in this economic system. And so when we give them our money, whether it's a cable bill, even if we're not watching them directly, any cable goes to help support them. We need to stop doing that. We can help support people like Jason Whitlock, who has started his own independent, ESPN type sports review channel, and he'll be going over sports anyway. So you don't even want to give the other guys your money. And then the last thing that we need to do is we need to change our future generations. We need to prevent the future generations from growing up like my generation. I'm really sorry about my generation.
We forgive you.
Okay, well you shouldn't. You shouldn't forgive us. We either need to fix the public school system now, yesterday, or we need to start putting our kids into private schools. We need to get our kids out of the public schools. And then we also need to be extremely selective with our college choices. If we are going to spend tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to put kids through college, we are going to spend our dollars on colleges that are going to teach proper science, history, math, biology, economics, journalism, the things that our students need to be learning. So what we have lost and gained so far. So we have lost a lot of constitutional rights. First Amendment, clearly the first one that everyone thinks of during the pandemic, just about what we lost. We have lost our freedom to speak about politics without fear of losing our jobs, without fear of getting kicked out of school, without fear of social isolation and mocking, without fear of decreased grades when you're in school, and censorship. By big tech, you could have your social media pages taken away. We've lost a lot. I don't know about all of you, but if you live in a city, you can be afraid of your house being burned down, your business being burnt down because of the violence and the fires in the streets because of Antifa and BLM. And we have lost the respect and support of our police officers, which is the only thing our government is supposed to do is to provide us safety. And if they are going to be charging us taxes and not providing us safety, then we owe nothing to them. They are no longer our government. They are no longer representing us. What we've lost so far in our education, how education has been destroyed so far. Just talking about science, we can break this down into a million different ways, but biology has been destroyed. Our children have no understanding of gender, sex, men, women. Psychologists are now being trained to teach critical race theory to their patients. So if you are a black person and you're going to therapy, you're going to be told that you're a victim. If you're a white person and you're going to therapy, you're going to be told that you're an oppressor. This is not a way to create a healthy-minded society. Now, with science, this one, I don't know if you noticed COVID-19 going around, but they like to be the party of science, so let's just trust whatever science they say. They are the science party, and so where is the science behind masks? Where is the science behind how hydroxychloroquine doesn't work? Where is the science behind social distancing? The science behind forcing vaccines on people and forcing these lockdowns on people. I want to see the data. And even if you do show me the data, even if it is effective, don't I have a choice? Isn't that what makes America great? You can show me all of the data and I still have a choice. So we already know COVID-19 is the number one thing where we can see how the change in science is going to personally inflict our day-to-day lives. But that started with COVID-19 where that massive shift happened rapidly. But we've been seeing this for a really long time, especially when it comes to global warming and fracking. They have been lying to our children for years. If you want to say that global warming is a complete hoax, you are a conspiracy theorist. You might as well be a flat earther. Do you even believe in gravity? Right? I mean, but then when you ask for any evidence of global warming, they go, well, it's science. That's not how science works. Einstein asked for people to look and to differ with him and fought to try to disprove your theory. That's how you make your theory as strong as possible, is you look for every opposition to the theory and it better shows that your theory is stronger. However, what we've seen with big tech is anyone who opposes any global warming theorist is mocked, and anyone who opposes any COVID theorist is blocked from social media. As we saw in Senate today, liberals are now asking Facebook and Twitter to block global warming hoax conspiracy theorists. They are blocking our thoughts. Now, another thing that they've changed besides science is history. I don't know if you've heard, but apparently Abraham Lincoln was a racist. I heard that from a bunch of my classmates think Abraham Lincoln was a racist, Washington was a racist, anyone born essentially before 1995 is a racist, so I'm sorry to everyone in this room.
Yeah, you got us beat.
I mean, it's shocking how they've changed just the understanding of history, but that's what the Democrat Party needs to do, because who's going to follow the Democrat Party? Could you imagine if they didn't lie? Yeah, hi, we're the party that started because we wanted to keep our slaves. Yeah, we started the KKK, just don't worry about it. We opposed women's suffrage. We were the ones who put the Japanese in the internment camps. We were the ones who started the Trail of Tears. But we're the good guys. We were on the right side of history. They have to lie constantly. And even when you point out all of their nastiness, they love to talk about the big switch. Well, the big switch is a big lie. So let's not let them ever lie to us or lie to our children, and let them know that we have always and still are on the right side of history. Finally, based off their revisionist history, they have made America a bad place, a racist place. And in doing so, they are now able to convince all of us that we are bad if we don't go along with their new global world order. So I put a couple books on here. You may want to check them out. They're by Klaus Schwab. That's Klaus, K-L-A-U-S, Schwab, S-C-H-W-A-B. He has written 3 books. The first one is called The Fourth Industrial Revolution. The second one is called Shaping the Future, the Fourth Industrial Revolution. And then the last one is called COVID-19, The Great Reset. So he is the new Karl Marx of our era. He works together with global leaders all across the world to talk about how we are going to move together as a world, a new socialist order to make newer, fairer governments. And it's extremely cryptic. You can read his writings, but we just need to be aware. We need to be aware that this is what they are trying. We need to be aware that this is where Canada has already gone. This is already the direction of Europe. This is already the direction of Australia. we need to be aware because we are the last place on earth that is truly free. And if we want to stay that way, we have to know what they're up to. So how do we recover? How do we recover? How do we get out of the situation that we're in? Number one thing that I wrote, support Donald J. Trump. We support him all the way to the bitter end because he never turned our back on us, so we are never going to turn our back on him.
That's good, that's good. I like that.
The number two thing that we're going to do is if Trump fails in the courts, I don't think he will, but if he does, we are going to be peaceful, and then we are going to impeach the heck out of anyone who tramples on our rights. And we are going to make sure all future elections elect the people that the people chose. And then we are going to rebuild what has been destroyed. We are going to take back what they took. They have taken many institutions. The one that I noticed is the ABA, the American Bar Association. You try being a lawyer as a conservative. Try teaching at a law school as a conservative. Try being a teacher. All of these organizations that dictate how our government can run, ABA gets to decide which justices you can nominate. They won't even allow conservative justices. We need to fix our institutions. We need to also get rid of institutions that are not working. Teachers' unions are a joke. We are shoving money into Detroit and Chicago, and the kids are illiterate. Where is the money going? What are these teachers doing with that money? We need a change. We need to audit. We need to figure out what they're doing. And same with all of these government institutions. LA has a massive homeless issue, and they are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on rent on a building that they claim is a homeless shelter that has been empty for over a year. So we need to look into what our government is doing. And then the last thing that I want to say is we need to never bend the knee. We need to know our constitutional rights and never bend the knee. We will not wear a mask, we will not social distance, and we will not lock down.
Yay! Bend the knee for one.
So I have the Constitution up here, and I have the First Amendment right up here, so I'm just going to read it. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. Shall make no law prohibiting the free exercise of religion. Did they forget to read that when they created these COVID rules? Did our Congress people never see the Constitution?
They don't care.
They don't care? Okay. Well, it also says here that we have a right to freedom of press, and we have a right to peaceably assemble. So we really need to send out that First Amendment. Let them know about that, because I don't think they got updated. Anyway, so I just want to reiterate, we need to get our country back. We need to impeach our dictators, never bend the knee, secure all future elections. 2, get back our media, support good media with our money. Cancel all bad media. And lastly, we need to get America back to the way it was. We need to rebuild our familial units. Our familial units are what keep us together, not the government. The government is not our parents. And we need to fix education in America.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to me ramble.